everyone. Our topic for today is order of operations. This is lesson 13-1. You will find this lesson on page 735 up to 738 from your book. Here are the learning objectives for today's lesson. You're going to use the order of operations to evaluate expressions, and you're going to solve problems involving the use of the order of operations with speed and accuracy. Okay, so let's analyze this problem. Two students evaluated the expressions 15 plus 12 divided by 3 plus 5 and got two different answers. Neither student made a mistake in the calculations, so how did they get different results? Solve this problem any way you choose. Now let's analyze Charlie's work. So the given is 15 plus 12 divided by 3 plus 5. So Charlie follows the order of operations to evaluate the expression. And what is this order of operations? Using the PEMDAS rule. Okay, so using the PEMDAS rule, so you need to evaluate first parentheses, but we don't have parentheses. That's why we proceed to the next one, which is exponent. There is no exponent from the given, so let's proceed to multiplication and division. So do we have multiplication and division from the given expression? So we have, but we have only division. So if there is a multiplication and division, always remember that you need to evaluate from left to right. If the multiplication comes first from left to right, you're going to multiply first before you divide. The same thing, if the division comes first from left to right, you need to divide first before multiplication. So in this case, we have only division. That's why he divided 12 divided by 3, that is equivalent to 4. Then he copied the remaining numbers. So 15 plus 4 plus 5. So since these are all addition, so he evaluated also this expression from left to right. So 15 plus 4 is equivalent to 19 plus 5. That's why the answer is equivalent to 24. In addition and subtraction, the same rule. If the subtraction comes first before the addition from left to right, you need to subtract first. But if the addition comes first before the subtraction from left to right, you need to add first. So for Cameron's work, Cameron records the problem correctly, okay? Because the given is 15 plus 12 divided 3 plus 5. She added first instead of dividing. So she added 15 plus 12, okay? Then after that, divide. So her calculations produce an answer different from that found using the order of operations. So it means if you did not follow the rule, which is the PEMDAS rule, okay, using the order of operations, it means your answer is different. Your answer is wrong. So Cameron's work is not correct, but Charlie's work is the correct one. Now, let's evaluate 7 plus 4 multiplied by 3. Is your answer 33 or 19? So you can get different answers depending on which operation you did first. So we want everyone to get the same answer, so we must follow the order of operations. So is your answer 33 or 19? By using the PEMDAS rule, the order of operations, it should be the parenthesis first. You're going to evaluate first the parenthesis, followed by exponents or powers, multiplication and division from left to right. As I told you, if the division comes first from left to right, you need to divide it first. But if the multiplication comes first from left to right, you need to multiply first. The same thing in addition and subtraction. If the subtraction comes first from left to right, you need to subtract first. If the addition comes first from left to right, you need to add first. Or remember the phrase, please excuse my dear Aunt Sally, or the PEMDAS rule. Once again, evaluate 7 plus 4 multiplied by 3 and use the order of operations, which is the PEMDAS rule. So, the first one, of course, we're going to multiply, because if we're going to follow the rule, which is the PEMDAS rule, there is no parenthesis from the given. There is no exponent from the given. Then, multiplication and division, we have multiplication, that's why we need to multiply first. So 4 multiplied by 3 is equivalent to 12. Then after that, we're going to add 7. So 7 plus 12 is equivalent to 19. So the answer is equivalent to 19. Now, how can you evaluate numerical expression with more than one operations? 2 students evaluated the same numerical expressions but got different answers. As you can see here, Rebecca's way, one's way, then at the end, they got different answers. So to avoid getting more than one answer, use the order of operations. And let's find out why Rebecca used the correct order and why Rebecca's work is the correct one. So the given is 36 plus 9 divided by 3 multiplied by 5. So what is the rule? The PEMDAS rule. P stands for parenthesis. Do we have parenthesis here? We don't have. Do we have exponent? We don't have. Do we have multiplication and division? Yes. Multiplication and division is one rule. Why? You need to find out which comes first from left to right. Is it multiplication or division? If the division comes first, you need to divide it first. If the multiplication comes first, you need to multiply it first. So, in this case, we have multiplication and we have division. And which comes first from left to right? The division. That's why you need to divide first 9 divided by 3. So 9 divided 3 is 3, then copy the remaining numbers. 36 plus 3 multiplied by 5. Then the next step, since you have addition and multiplication, so using the rule, PEMDAS rule, so which comes first, addition or multiplication? So of course, you need to multiply first before you add. So 3 multiplied by 5 is 15, then 36 plus 15 is equivalent to 51. So for one's way, let's analyze his work. So what he did is he added 36 plus 9 first. That's why it becomes 45. Then after that, he divided 45 into 3. 45 divided 3 is 15. Then multiplied by 5. That's why he got 75. So the error here is he added first instead of dividing first. In short, he did not using the PEMDAS rule or the order of operation. Okay? So as I told you from the start, the rule or using the order of operation is very important in order to find the correct answer. Now, you can evaluate or find the value of 12 divided by 4 plus 9 minus 2 multiplied by 3 plus 5 by using the order of operations. So in using order of operations, do the operations inside the parentheses first. Why? By following the rule, the PEMDAS rule. So from the given expression, do we have parentheses? Yes. We have 2 given parentheses, okay? And inside the parentheses is 9 minus 2 and 3 plus 5. So, in evaluating the expression, always start from left to right. So, we need to subtract first 9 minus 2. 9 minus 2 is 7, and 3 plus 5 is 8. Then copy the operation which is multiplication. So we have now 12 divided 4 plus 7 multiplied by 8. So that is your new expression. Then after that, you're going to multiply and divide in order from left to right, because after the parenthesis exponent, we don't have exponent. The next step is multiplication and division. So do we have multiplication and division from the given? Yes. Okay, but the division comes first. That's why we need to divide first. 12 divided 4 is 3. So after division, that's the time that we're going to multiply. 7 multiplied by 8, which is 56. Then add 3 plus 56. So the answer is equivalent to 59. So finally, after adding and subtracting in order from left to right, the answer now is equivalent to 59. Let's continue. Insert parentheses to make the following statement true. So 3 plus 5 multiplied by 2 minus 10 equals 6. So how to make this statement true? It means if you're going to put the parentheses anywhere from the given expression, the answer must be 6. So if I'm going to put parentheses here, let us see and let's find out if the answer is 6. So by applying the rule, the PEMDAS rule, parentheses first. So I need to add 3 plus 5 first, which is equivalent to 8. So 8, then multiply by 2 minus 10. So 8 multiplied by 2, 16 minus 10, so which is 6. So the correct answer is there. So the parenthesis is 3 plus 5. Okay, next, write a numerical expression with parentheses, then find the value of the expression. So any expression that you want to solve, like for example, I will give my own example. I have 3 plus 5 minus 2 divided by 2, and what could be the answer? So using the PEMDAS rule, I need to evaluate first parentheses. So since I don't have parentheses from the given, next is the exponent. I don't have exponent also. Next is multiplication and division. So I have division, so I need to divide it first. To divide 2 is 1, then copy the remaining given, 3 plus 5 minus 1. Now, after multiplication and division, addition and subtraction. So I have addition, I have subtraction. Which comes first from left to right? The addition. That's why I need to add first. 3 plus 5 is 8 minus 1. So the final answer is equivalent to 7. Next, name the operation you should do first. Okay, so here you just simply identify which operation are you going to do based on the order of operations. So by following the rule, which is what we call the PEMDAS rule, from the given you have only addition and division. So which comes first from the rule? So we need to divide first. That's why the answer is division. Here, how many operations you have? Multiplication, addition, division. So what is the rule? Multiplication and division. Okay, let's do it one by one. No parentheses, no exponent. So multiplication and division you have. So which comes first from left to right? Multiplication or division? Of course, multiplication based on the given. That's why you need to multiply first. Another example, 17.25 minus 4.5 plus 3.75. And there is an open and closed parenthesis. So based on the given, we need to solve first or evaluate first what's inside the parenthesis. So we have the parenthesis here. And what's inside the parenthesis? That is addition. That's why the operation that you need to do first is addition. 14 minus 7 plus 3 plus 5. So you have two given parentheses. Inside the parentheses, we have subtraction and we have addition. What is the rule? If there is an addition and subtraction, you need to find out which comes first from left to right. So the subtraction comes first, so you need to evaluate first 14 minus 7. That's why the operation that you should do first is subtraction. Next, number 7. 4 divided by 2 multiplied by 8. So we have division and we have multiplication. So we need to apply the rule of multiplication and division, the order of operation. As I told you, if there is a multiplication and division in one given expression, you need to find out which comes first from left to right. So here, the division comes first. That's why the operation that you should do first is division. Let's continue. Use the order of operations to find the value of each expression. So let's find out and let's identify or follow the rule, which is the PEMDAS rule. I need to put backs in the multiplication and division because that is considered one rule, and also in addition and subtraction. Okay, in number 8, we don't have parentheses, we don't have exponent. Okay, and the next is multiplication and division. So we have multiplication and we have division. Now, what is the rule? Which comes first from left to right? So the multiplication comes first. So we need to multiply first. So 7 multiplied by 6 is 42. Then we need to divide it by 3. Then we need to copy the remaining given. So we have now 3 plus 40 to divide 3. So what's next? Addition and division. So which comes first from the rule? From the PEMDAS rule, of course, the division comes first. So we need to divide 42 divided by 3. What is 42 divided by 3? So when we divide 42 divided by 3, that is equivalent to 14. So 14 plus 3, that is equivalent to 17. That's why the final answer for number 8 is equivalent to 17. Okay, next, let's apply the rule. In question number 9, do we have parentheses, the PEMDAS rule? Okay, do we have parentheses? Yes, so you need to evaluate first what's inside the parentheses. So 14 multiplied by 2 is equivalent to 28. Then we have 2 multiplied by 9, then plus 28. So you have multiplication and you have addition. Based on the order of operation following the PEMDAS rule, which comes first, multiplication or addition? Of course, we need to multiply first, following the PEMDAS rule. So 9 multiplied by 8 by 2, that is equivalent to 18, and 18 plus 28, that is equivalent to 46. So that is the answer in question number 9. Question number 10. So you have two operations, division and multiplication. Following the order of operations, the PEMDAS rule, if the division comes first from left to right, or if the multiplication comes first from left to right, you need to divide first or you need to multiply first. So based on this case, the division comes first, so we need to divide it first. So 64 divided 8 is equivalent to 8. Then 8 multiplied by 1/2. So what is 8 multiplied by 1/2? So you need to put over 1. So 8 multiplied by 1 is equivalent to 8. Then 1 multiplied by 2 is equivalent to 2. And 8 divided by 2, that is equivalent to 4. Question number 11. 19 minus 5, open and close parenthesis, multiplied by 3 plus 4. So by applying the rule, which is the PEMDAS rule, again, okay, do not forget this one because this is your basis in order to find out the final answer. So nope, we have the parentheses, so we need to solve first or evaluate what is inside the parentheses. So 19 minus 5, that is equivalent to 14, multiplied by 3 plus 4. So now we have multiplication and addition. Based on the rule, multiplication first before the addition. So we need to multiply 14 multiplied by 3. So what is 14 multiplied by 3? That is equivalent to 42. And 42 plus 4, the answer is equivalent to 46. Next, 15.3 minus 12 plus 2.5. So you have two operations here, subtraction and addition. By following the rule again, which is the PEMDAS rule, if the addition and subtraction, okay, applied in the rule, you must follow that if the subtraction comes first from left to right, you need to subtract first. If the addition comes first from left to right, you need to add first. So in this case, the subtraction comes first from left to right. So we just simply subtract 15.3 or 15 and 3/10, subtract by 12. Okay, 12.0. So 3 minus 0 is 3, then 5 minus 2 is 3, then 1 minus 1 is 0. So I have 3.3. Then after that, I need to add 3.3 added to 2.5. So what is 3.3 plus 2.5? So you just simply add 3 plus 5 is 8, copy the decimal, 3 plus 2 is 5, that's why the final answer is equivalent to 5.5. Next question, question number 13. So 36 minus 5 plus 16 minus 11. So by applying the rule, we need to evaluate first what is inside the parentheses by applying the PEMDAS rule. So the parentheses first. So 16 minus 11 is 5. Then after that, I need to copy the remaining 36 minus 5 plus 5. So we have subtraction and addition. So addition and subtraction, if the subtraction comes first, from left to right, you need to subtract first. So since in this given, the subtraction comes first, so 36 minus 5, that is equivalent to 31. Then 31 plus 5, the answer is equivalent to 36. Question number 14. 8 multiplied by 3 plus 2 minus 6. Apply the PEMDAS rule, the parenthesis first. So 3 plus 2 is equivalent to 5. Then 8 multiplied by 5 minus 6. So 8 multiplied by 5 minus 6. What is 8 multiplied by 5 minus 6? So we need to multiply first based on the rule. So 8 multiplied by 5 is 40, then 40 minus 6, that is equivalent to 34. Next, question number 15. So by applying the rule, what are we going to do is we need to solve first what is inside the parentheses. So 9 minus 6 is equivalent to 3. So 3 divided by 3, then plus 4 times 2. So what's next? Of course, we need to divide, okay? Because the division comes first before the multiplication. So 3 divided 3 is 1, plus 4 times 2 is 8, and 1 plus 8 is equivalent to 9. Let's continue. Question number 16. 3 plus 4 multiplied by 3 plus 5. So here there are two parentheses. So what are we going to do is evaluate the given expression from left to right. So since we have two parentheses and inside the parentheses are both addition, so we're going to add 3 plus 4, that is equivalent to 7. Then we need to copy the operation, which is multiplication. So 3 plus 5, that is equivalent to 8. And 8 multiplied by 7 or 7 multiplied by 8, that is equivalent to 56. Next, We have 7 tenths plus 1 and 8 tenths divided by 6. So we have two operations given, addition and division. So based on the PEMDAS rule, we need to divide first. So what is 1.8 divided by 6? So 1.8 divided 6 is equivalent to 0.3. And we have 0.7. So what is 0.7 plus 0.3? That is equivalent to 1. Next, number 18. Number 18, we have 4 multiplied by 3 minus 2 plus 18. So what are we going to do is to solve first what is inside the parenthesis. So inside the parenthesis is 3 minus 2. So 3 minus 2 is equivalent to 1. Then 4 multiplied by 1 plus 18. So we have two operations remaining, multiplication and addition. And based on the PEMDAS rule or the order of operations, we need to multiply first. 4 multiplied by 1 is 4. Then 4 plus 18 is equivalent to 22. That's why the answer in question number 18 is equivalent to 22. Next question. 8 multiplied by 6 minus 4 multiplied by 3. So based on the PEMDAS rule, we don't have the parenthesis, we don't have the exponent. Then let's apply multiplication and division. Yes, we do have. We have multiplication, but we have two multiplications, so we need to evaluate from left to right. So 8 multiplied by 6 is equivalent to 48, then minus 4 multiplied by 3 is equivalent to 12. So 48 minus 12 is equivalent to how many? That is equivalent to 36. Okay? Now let's proceed to the other situations. In questions number 20 to 25, you're going to insert the parentheses to make each statement true. Okay, like for example, I have 30 minus 4 multiplied by 2 plus 5. If I'm going to put parentheses here, is the answer is equivalent to 2? Let's find out by applying the rule. So parentheses first, 30 minus 4 is equivalent to 26, and 26 multiplied by 2 plus 5. So what is 26 multiplied by 2? That is equivalent to 52, and 52 plus 5 is equivalent to 57, not 2. So it means if you're going to put the parenthesis there, that is wrong. Okay? It's incorrect. What if I'm going to put parentheses here? Let's find out. So parenthesis first, 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. Then 30, subtract it by 8 plus 5. So what is 30 minus 8? That is equivalent to 22. And 22 plus 5 is equivalent to 27, not 2. So it means if you put the parenthesis there, that is also incorrect. Now, what if I'm going to put the parenthesis here? So 2 plus 5. So I need to evaluate first 2 plus 5 is equivalent to 7. Then I'm going to copy the remaining given. So I have now subtraction and multiplication. And based on the PEMDAS rule, I need to multiply first. So 7 multiplied by 4, that is equivalent to 28. And 30 subtract by 28, that is equivalent to 2. That's why the correct answer where you can put parentheses is this one. Next question number 21. If I'm going to put the parentheses here, is the answer is equivalent to 14? Let's find out. 17 minus 8 is equivalent to 9. And 9 minus 5 is equivalent to 4. So the answer is 4, not 14. So it means the parenthesis is incorrect. What if I'm going to put the parenthesis here? So 8 minus 5 is 3. Then 7 minus 3 is equivalent to 14, which is correct. So it means the final answer where you can put the parentheses is this one. Next, number 22. 10 divided by 2 minus 3 plus 1 is equivalent to 3. So if I'm going to put the parenthesis here, so that is 10 divided by 2, which is equivalent to 5. And 5 minus 3 plus 1 is equivalent to how many? So 5 minus 3 is 2, and 2 plus 1 is equivalent to 3. So it means the answer is this. Next, 23. If I'm going to put parentheses here, 30 minus 4 is equivalent to 26. And 26 multiplied by 2 plus 5. So 26 multiplied by 2, because based on the rule, we need to multiply first before we add. So 26 multiplied by 2 is 52. Then 52 plus 5 is equivalent to 57. That's why that's the correct answer. Question number 24. 17 minus 8 minus 5 is equivalent to 4. So if I'm going to put the parentheses here, 17 minus 8 is 9, and 9 minus 5 is 4, so it means the statement is correct if I'm going to put the parentheses there. Question number 25. 10 divided by 2 minus 3 plus 1. Okay, so here we're going to put the parentheses here. Why? Because 3 plus 1 is 4, and 10 divided by 2 is 5, and 5 minus 4 is equivalent to 1. That's why the correct answer is this one. Okay, so let's proceed to the mathematical practices and problem solving. Find the difference, use the model. So, do you remember how to subtract mixed fractions? So we have 3, 5, 12 minus 1, 7, 12. So since they have the same denominator, they are like denominators, so we just simply subtract directly both the numerator. So 5 minus 7 is not possible, so we need to borrow from 3, and 3 becomes 2, and 5 becomes 17. Why 5 becomes 17? Because the denominator is 12. The one that you borrowed is equivalent to 12 over 12. So 12 over 12 plus 5/12 is 17 over 12. So 17 minus 7, that is equivalent to 10. Then the denominator is 12. We just simply copy. Then 2 minus 1 is equivalent to 1. So the answer is 1, 10, 12. If you're going to simplify that one, that is equivalent to 1, 5 over 6. So the final answer is 1, 10, 12 or 1, 5, 6. Question number 27. A small cruise ship has 220 passengers. At the port of San Juan, 2 groups of 12 passengers go ashore to shop, and 5 groups of 6 passengers go sightseeing. So let's evaluate 220 minus 2 times 12 minus 5 times 6 to find the number of passengers that are left on the ship. So based on the given, if you're going to evaluate this one following the PEMDAS rule, of course we need to evaluate first what's inside the parentheses. So we have 2 parentheses given. So 2 multiplied by 12 is equivalent to 24. Then minus 5 multiplied by 6 is equivalent to 30. Then we need to copy the remaining, which is 220 minus. Okay, so this is subtraction. Do we need to subtract first 24 minus 30 before 220 minus 24? Of course not, because in evaluating expression, always from left to right. Even that is only one operation, you need to evaluate it from left to right. So 220 subtract by 24, that is equivalent to how many? That is equivalent to 196. And 196 minus 30 is equivalent to how many? That is equivalent to 166 passengers. So if you're going to evaluate 220 minus 2 multiplied by 12 minus 5 multiplied by 6. The answer is 166. So, to find the number of passengers that are left on the ship, there are 166 passengers left on the ship. Next, number 28. Joey says that the following statement is true. Do you agree? So let's find out. So 4 multiplied by 3 plus 5 minus 10 is equivalent to 4 multiplied by 3 plus 5 minus 10. So let's evaluate first this one. So once we evaluate this one following the order of operation rule, we need to add first because addition is inside the parentheses. And based on the rule, which is the PEMDAS rule, we need to solve first what is inside the parentheses. So 3 plus 5 is equivalent to 8. Then 4 multiplied by 8 minus 10. So since we have multiplication and subtraction, based on the rule, we need to multiply first. So 4 multiplied by 8 is 32, and 32 minus 10 is equivalent to 22. And the other one, we have 4 multiplied by 3 plus 5 minus 10. So multiplication first, 4 multiplied by 3 is 12, 12 plus 5 minus 10. So addition and subtraction, but the addition comes first from left to right, so 12 plus 5 is 17, and 17 minus 10 is equivalent to 7. So it means no. Why? Because 4 multiplied by 3 plus 5 minus 10 is equivalent to 22, and 4 multiplied by 3 plus 5 minus 10 is equivalent to 7. So they are absolutely different. Next, number 29. How many hundreds are in 5 tenths, and how many thousands are in 5 hundredths? Explain. So the answer here is there are 50 hundredths in 5 tenths and 50 thousandths in 5 hundredths, because 0.50 is equivalent to 0.5 and 0.050 is equivalent to 0.05. Number 30. Ralph bought 3 boxes with 20 pencils each and 4 boxes with 10 pencils each. To find the total number of pencils and pens, Ralph evaluated 3 multiplied by 20 plus 4 multiplied by 10, and that is equivalent to 100. Is his answer reasonable or not? Let's explain. So let's evaluate 30 multiplied by 20 plus 4 multiplied by 10. So based on the rule, we need to multiply first. So we have 2 multiplication, so from left to right. 3 multiplied by 20, that is equivalent to 60. Then plus 4 multiplied by 10, that is equivalent to 40. And 60 plus 40 is equivalent to 100. That's why the answer is yes. Ralph used the order of operations correctly. Question number 31. Tina wants to use rope to decorate a rectangular picture frame. The frame measures 18 inches wide and 12 inches tall. Tina was 4 feet of rope. Does she have enough rope to go around the perimeter of the frame? So let's find out the answer. So here the answer is no, because the perimeter is 60 inches or 5 feet. Okay? Why? Why 60 inches or 5 feet and 5 feet is greater than 4 feet? So let's analyze it one by one. So if this is the picture frame, okay, the measurement of the picture frame is 18 inches wide and 12 inches tall. So 18 by 12. And Tina has a 4 feet rope. So 18 by 12, like for example, this 18 by 12 inches tall. I need to change this one. Okay, so like for example, this is 18 by 12. Okay, so Tina has a rope of 4 feet. Does she have enough rope to go around the perimeter? When we say perimeter, it means the measurement of all the sides. So if this is 18, this must be 18, and if this is 12, this must be 12. So to find the perimeter, 18 times 2 is how many? That is 36. And 12 times 2 is equivalent to 24. So 36 plus 24 is equivalent to 60. So it means she needs 60 inches. And 12 inches is equivalent to 1 foot. So 60 divided 12, that is equivalent to 5 feet. So 5 feet is greater than 4 feet. That's why the 4 feet of rope that she have is not enough. Okay, so it is not enough to go around the perimeter of the frame. Question number 32. What is the value of the expression 3 multiplied by 5 plus 3 multiplied by 9? So in this case, we just simply multiply 3 multiplied by 9, that is equivalent to 27, and 3 multiplied by 5, that is equivalent to 15. So 15 plus 27 is equivalent to 42. Question number 33. Which expression has a value of 8? So let's do it one by one. Let's evaluate one by one. So 11 minus 6 minus 3. So 11 minus 6 is equivalent to 5. And 5 minus 3 is equivalent to 2. So that is not the answer. Here we're going to divide first. 30 divided 6 is 5. Then 5 plus 4 is equivalent to 9. So that is not also the answer. 9 plus 7 is 16, and 16 divided by 2, that is equivalent to 8. So that is the answer. And 2 plus 2 is equivalent to 4. Then 1 plus 1 multiplied by 4 is equivalent to 5. So the answer is letter C. Now, let's discuss lesson 13-2, evaluate expression. So I made this video as one because these are related to each other. Okay, so the first one, which is the order of operation, is related to evaluate expressions. So you will find this lesson on page 771 up to page 744. So the learning objectives for today's lesson is to evaluate expressions with parentheses, brackets, and braces. And you're going to solve more problems involving evaluating expressions with speed and accuracy. Now, let's evaluate the expression 3 plus 6 minus 2 multiplied by 4. So based on the rule of the order of operations, we need to solve first what's inside the parentheses. So 6 minus 2 is equivalent to 4, multiplied by 4, then we need to add. So 4 multiplied by 4 is 16, and 16 plus 3, that is equivalent to 19. So that's why Tanya's work here. Tanya first subtract first 2 from 6 to evaluate the expression, and then follows the correct order of operations to find the answer. That's why Tanya got 19. But for Andrea's work, Andrea correctly calculates the operation inside the parentheses, which is 6 minus 2 is equivalent to 4. Okay? But then adds before multiplying. So the final value does not match the solution when using the order of operations. That's why Andrea's work, she got 28. So the correct answer is Tanya's work, which is equivalent to 19. So order of operations is very important. So let's have a review on this one. So the rule, or what we call the PEMDAS rule, the order of operations rule, we have the parentheses, exponent or powers, multiplication and division from left to right, and addition and subtraction from left to right. Now, we're going to change parentheses to grouping. Okay, because today we're going to evaluate what is inside the parentheses, brackets, and braces. Okay, so when we say grouping, it's a group of braces, brackets, and the parentheses. Maybe inside the parentheses, inside the braces, or inside the brackets, there is a parenthesis. Okay, so the same rule after you evaluate the grouping, you need to evaluate exponents or powers, followed by multiplication and division, and addition and subtraction from left to right. Now, what order should you use when you evaluate an expression? So always remember that parentheses, brackets, and braces are all used to group numbers in numerical expressions. And the order of operations that we need to follow is to evaluate inside the parentheses first, okay, or brackets and braces. Then multiplication and division from left to right, as I told you, and addition and subtraction from left to right, or what we call the Jamdas rule. So here, Jack evaluated 7 multiplied by 2 minus 3 plus 8 divided 2 multiplied by 3. So to avoid getting more than one answer, he used the order of operations given on this. So the first step is to evaluate what is inside the parentheses, brackets, and braces. So let's evaluate that one. So the first step, this is the group. This is one group, okay? So from that group, inside that one, we have the parentheses and we have subtraction. So of course, we need to evaluate first what is inside the parentheses. So 7 multiplied by 2 is 14. Then we have minus 3. Then copy the remaining, plus 8 divided 2 multiplied by 3. Then after that, evaluate the terms inside the bracket because still you have the bracket. Because here you remove the parentheses, that's why we evaluated what's inside the parentheses. So since we have still the bracket, so we need to evaluate first what is inside the brackets. So 14 minus 3 is 11, then copy the remaining, plus 8 divide 2 multiplied by 3. And what is the next step? You have addition, division, and multiplication. So based on the rule, the Jamdas rule, multiplication and division, if the division comes first before the multiplication, we need to divide first. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. So 11 plus 4 multiplied by 3 is remaining. Then after that, since we have addition and multiplication, so we need to multiply first. 4 multiplied by 3 is 12. So 11 plus 12, that's why the final answer is equivalent to 23. So the value of the expression is 23. Now, explain the steps involved in evaluating the expression. So as you can see, when you evaluate this one, of course, you're going to find 4 plus 2 first because this is one group. So inside this one group, we have the parentheses and subtraction. So based on the order of operation, we need to evaluate first what's inside the parentheses. And what's inside the parentheses is addition. That's why you need to find 4 plus 2. Then after that, you're going to subtract it by 1. Then after you subtract it by 1, you need to multiply it by 3. So the answer is equivalent to 15. Next, question number 2. Would the value of 12 minus 4 divided by 4 plus 1 change if the parentheses were removed? So, let's find out. So, with the parentheses, let's evaluate. So, 12 minus 4 is 8. Then 8 divided by 4 plus 1. So, 8 divided 4 is equivalent to 2. And 2 plus 1 is equivalent to 3. Okay, 2 plus 1 is equivalent to 3. So that is the answer for this expression if with parentheses. But without the parentheses, 12 minus 4 divided by 4 plus 1. So we need to divide first instead of subtracting. Because based on the rule, the division comes first before the subtraction and addition. So 4 divided 4 is 1. Then 12 minus 1 is 11. 11 plus 1 is equivalent to 12. So The answer is no. The answer is yes, rather. So without the parentheses, you would divide first, and the value would be 12 instead of 3. Now, let's evaluate this one using the order of operations or the Jamdas rule. So we have one group here, and inside this group, we have the multiplication and we have the parentheses. So based on the rule, we need to solve first what's inside the parentheses in one group. So 6 minus 1 is 5, then we have 7 multiplied by 5. So 7 multiplied by 5 is 35, so that becomes 35, and we have added, we have 100, so 35 plus 100 is equivalent to 135. Next, question number 4. In question number 4, 17 plus 4 multiplied by 3. So by applying the rule, we need to multiply it first. 4 multiplied by 3 is 12 plus 17, so the answer is 29. Here, parenthesis first, 8 plus 1 is 9. Then, before we multiply, 9 by 7 is 63. So we have 9 and we have 63. So 63 plus 9 is equivalent to 72. Next, so as you can see in question number 6, this is one group. And inside the group, we have the bracket and we have the parentheses. So from inside to outside part. So 4 multiplied by 3 first, that is equivalent to 12. And 12 divided 2 is equivalent to 6. Then 6 plus 3 is equivalent to 9. Then 9 multiplied by 6 is equivalent to 54. Okay? Next, remember to evaluate inside the parentheses, brackets, and braces first. So what is the missing number? 3 plus 4, that is equivalent to 7. So 8 multiplied by 7, that is equivalent to 56. And 56 divided 2 is equivalent to 28. Next, 39 plus 6 divided 2. So 6 divided 2 first, and 6 divided by 2 is equivalent to 3. So 39 plus 3 is equivalent to 42. So here inside the group, we have the parentheses and multiplication. So we need to add first 3 plus 1 is equivalent to 4 times 2, that copy 24. Then 4 multiplied by 2 is equivalent to 8, and 24 divided 8 is equivalent to 3. Question number 10. 5 divided 5 plus 4 times 12. So in this case, we just simply divide first before we multiply, because if the division comes first from left to right, we're going to divide first. So 5 divided 5 is 1, and 4 multiplied by 12 is equivalent to 48. So 48 plus 1, that is equivalent to 49. Next, question number 11. So this is one group, and inside the groupings, we have multiplication and subtraction. So 3 multiplied by 2 is 6, and 6 minus 6 is 0, and 0 plus 4 is equivalent to 4. Question number 12. 4 multiplied by 8 divided 2 plus 4. So what are we going to do is to multiply first. 4 multiplied by 8, that is equivalent to 32. And 32 divided 2 plus 8. So 32 divided 2, that is equivalent to 16. And 16 plus 8, that is equivalent to 24. Next, question number 13. 18 plus 7, so we need to add first before we subtract. So 18 plus 7 is 25, and 11 minus 7 is 4, and 25 multiplied by 4 is equivalent to 100. Here, we're going to evaluate first what's inside the bracket. Inside the bracket is parentheses and addition. So 5 multiplied by 6 is 30, then 4 plus 30 is equivalent to 34, then 34 plus 2 is equivalent to 36. Next, 9 plus 11 divided by 5 plus 4 plus 1. So we need to add 9 plus 11 is equivalent to 20. Then 5 plus 4 plus 1 is equivalent to 10. So 20 divided 10 is equivalent to 2. Next, question number 16. 90 minus 5 multiplied by 5 times 2. So what are we going to do is to multiply first. 5 times 5 is 25. Then we need to multiply it by 2 again, which is equivalent to 50. Then 90 minus 50 is equivalent to 40. Next, question number 17. So we're going to divide first. 40 divided 4 is 10. And 10 multiplied by 6 is equivalent to 60. Then 120 minus 60 is equivalent to 60. So we just simply follow the rule. Now let's answer question number 18. 22 plus 96 minus 40 divided 8. So 96 minus 40 is equivalent to 56. Then 56 divided 8 is equivalent to 7. And 22 plus 7, that is equivalent to 29. Next, question number 19. 7.7 plus 0.3 divided by 0.1 multiplied by 4. So what are we going to do here is we just simply add 7.7 plus 0.3, and that is equivalent to 8 rather. So 8 divided by 0.1, then multiply by 4. So 8 divided by 0.1, the answer is 80, and 80 multiplied by 4, that's why the final answer is equivalent to 320. Next, question number 20. 32 divided by 12 minus 4 plus 7. So 12 minus 4 is equivalent to 8. Then plus 7, then we have 32. 32 divided 8 is equivalent to 4 plus 7. That's why the answer is equivalent to 11. So in this case, this is one group, and inside the groupings, we have the brackets and we have the parentheses. So we need to solve first what's inside the bracket. And inside the bracket is the parentheses, so we need to solve first the parentheses. So 20 minus 6 is 14. 14 plus 1 is 15. Then 8 multiplied by 15 is how many? Again, 20 multiplied by 6 is 14. Then 1 plus 14 is 15. Then 8 multiplied by 15 is equivalent to 120. So 120 divided by 1/2. So how do we divide? 120 divided by 1/2 means same. 120, change, then flip. Okay, so 120 multiplied by 2, that is 240. Then we have over 1, because 1 times 1 is 1. So 240 divided 1. So the answer is 240. Okay, so next, the mathematical practices and problem solving. Question number 22. Dan and his 4 friends want to share the cost of a meal equally. They order 2 large pizzas and 5 small drinks. If they leave a tip of $6.30, how much does each person pay? Okay, so as you can see here, 2 large pizza. So 2 large pizza is equivalent to $12 each. So 12 multiplied by 2, that is equivalent to $24. Then 5 small drinks. Small drinks is 1.5. So we need to multiply it by 5. Okay, because they ordered 5. So 1.5 multiplied by 5, that is equivalent to 7.5. Okay, $7.5. And there is additional money that they need to pay, which is 6.30, because that is a tip. So 6.30. So 7.5 plus 6.3 plus 24 is how many? So if I'm going to add that one, be sure that the decimals are in one line. So 24 means 24.0, 7.5 and 6.3. Okay, so the decimal should be on one line. Now, this must be 8, then decimal here, then 17, regroup 1, 37.8. Then, it says that how much does each person pay? So how many persons do you have? 4 friends and Don. So there are 5. So we just simply divide 37.8 divided by 5, which is equivalent to 7, and this is 35. Okay, then 2, bring down 8, then decimal over decimal. 28 divided 5 is 5, then this is 25, then 8 minus 5 is 3, then we need to add 0. 30 divided 5 is 6, then this is 30. That's why each person needs to pay $7.56. Next, question number 23. Use operation signs addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division once, each in the expression below to make the number sentence true. So the correct answer is 6 multiplied by 3 minus 1 plus 5 divided by 1. So as you can see, I used the operations only once. Then when I'm going to solve that one, 3 minus 1 is 2, 6 times 2 is 12. Okay, then 5 divided 1 is 5, so 12 plus 5 is equivalent to 17. Next, question number 24. Carlota needs 12 and 1/2 yards of ribbon for a project. She has 5 and 1/4 yard of ribbon on one spool and 2 and 1/2 yards on another spool. So how much more ribbon does she need? So the first step is we need to find out first, okay, the number of yards of ribbon on one spool and on another spool. So 5 and 1/4. Okay, so 5 and 1/4, we're going to add 5 and 1/4 added to 2 and 1/2. Okay, so if we're going to add that one, so we need to make this as 4 to make it equal. So the equivalent fraction of this is 2/4. Okay, so 2 and 2/4. So I need to cancel this one. 2 and 1/2 is equivalent to 2 and 2/4. Then I will add 1 plus 2, that is 3. Then the denominator is 4. And 5 plus 2, okay, I forgot to write 2 here. 5 plus 2 is 7. So 5 and 1/4 plus 2 and 1/2, or 5 and 1/4 plus 2 and 2/4 is equivalent to 7 and 3/4. Now, how much more ribbon does she need? So if Carlota needs 12 and 1/2 yards, okay, and she has 7 and 3/4 only, so how much more ribbons does she need? So we just simply subtract 12 and 1/2, subtract by 7 and 3/4. So we need to make this as 4 again. Okay, find the equivalent fraction of 12 and 1/2. That is equivalent to 12 and 2/4. So 12 and 2/4 minus 3/4. So 2 minus 3 cannot be, so we need to borrow from 12. This becomes 11, and this becomes 6. So 6 minus 3 is 3, then copy the denominator 4, and 11 minus 7 is 4. That's why the final answer is equivalent 4 and 3/4 yards. And question number 25. Teresa bought 3 containers of tennis ball at $2.98 each. She paid a coupon for $1 off, and her mom paid for half of the remaining cost. How much did Teresa pay? Evaluate the expression 3 multiplied by 2.98 minus 1 divided 2. So the first one, we're going to evaluate 3 multiplied by 2.98. And 2.98 multiplied by 3 is equivalent to 8.94. 8.94 minus 1, that is equivalent to 7.94, and 7.94 divided 2, so the answer is equivalent 3.97. Number 26. In number 26, Giraffes are herbivores or plant eaters. A giraffe can eat up to 75 pounds of leaves each day. So write and evaluate an expression to find how many pounds of leaves 5 giraffes can eat in a week. So in a week means 7. So we just simply multiply 75, multiply by 5, then multiply by 1 week, which is equivalent to 7. The answer is 2,625. And in number 27, using the order of operations, which operation should you perform last? So as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 parentheses. So from what? From left to right. So we need to multiply first, divide, then after that subtract, then add. So the last one is subtraction. Why? Because after you multiply, divide, subtract, and add, you need to add first, then after that you need to subtract. Next, draw a line match each expression to its value. So 29 minus 5 minus 3, that is equivalent to 27. And 25 minus 5 divided 5, that is equivalent to 24. And 2 multiplied by 6 minus 2 multiplied by 4 is equivalent to 4. And 5 multiplied by 6 minus 2 plus 1 is equivalent to 21. Let's answer the following questions. Which operation would you do first? So we have 12 plus 10 divided 10 multiplied by 4 minus 6. Do it now. Okay, so time is up. The answer is addition. Next question. Which operation would you do first in the following equation? 10 minus 4 divided by 1.5, or multiply by 5 rather. Pause the video and solve. Time is up. The answer is division. Next question. Evaluate the expression 10 plus 5 minus 6. Pause the video. The answer is 9. Next, evaluate the equation 4 multiplied by 3 minus 7. Pause the video and answer the equation. The answer is 5. Question number 5. 17 minus 5 multiplied by 3. Pause the video and answer. So the correct answer is 2. Next, 7 minus 9 divided by 7. The answer is 6. Next, 20 minus 5 multiplied by 2. The answer is 10. Next question. 4 plus 2 multiplied by 7. The answer is 18. Next, 7 plus 41 divided 2 minus 15. The answer is 9. Next, 15 plus 7 multiplied by 2 minus 11 plus 35. The answer is 53. So that's it. Thank you so much and have